I don't do it to make money. Now, if money comes with that, that's fine, but it's not the driver. I do it for the same reason that Edison created telephonic communication, Oppenheimer harnessed nuclear fission, and DJ Kool Herc set up 2 turntables and a microphone on Sedgwick Avenue in the Bronx. To move at great velocity towards a better future.
I said, I'm gonna try something new tonight. I'm gonna call it a merry-go-round, merry-go-round, merry-go-round.
Watch this.
One night, I'm waiting for the record to play out. I said, I wonder if I put that to myself. I said, if they're waiting for this particular break and I have a couple more records that's got the same breakup in it, I wonder how would it be if I put them all together.
With most genres of music, it's difficult to pin down exactly when they started. Did rock and roll start when Elvis stepped into Sun Records in 1953? Or when Bill Haley recorded Rock Around the Clock in 1952? Or is it just an extension of earlier rhythm and blues from the 1940s? Did punk start at CBGB's in the mid-1970s? Or were the Stooges already doing punk 5 years earlier? Hip-hop's not like that. For a lot of people, it's clear. It started in New York City, in the Bronx, at 1520 Sedgwick Avenue, on the 11th of August, 1973.
That part right there, when the break, boom, I had to come in with bongo rock.
There was a back-to-school party called a jam, and 18-year-old Clive Campbell, a Jamaican-American who went by the name of DJ Kool Herc, was about to start something new. Local DJs were using dual turntables to keep the music going at the city's clubs, but Herc had an idea. He'd been turning the records by hand to isolate instrumental breaks, which he called breakbeats. When he DJ'd, it was usually these moments that really got the party jumping. So, he wondered about just stringing breakbeats together. With 2 turntables, he could loop the same break endlessly, or he could combine 2 different breakbeats and switch back and forth. He called it the merry-go-round.
You know, the Mexican. I think we got some hit, you know, because people was like, oh, whoa. Everybody was like, yeah, I'm feeling this. Oh, yeah, you know.
What fundamentally changed was that the song was no longer going to be played as a song. Songs were now just treasure chests to be plundered. The gold was in the breaks. The DJs would decide on the structure and pace of things. And because there was no singing, the DJ could speak over the top. In Jamaica, the tradition of toasting had already introduced a kind of chanting of one note. If you know Shaggy, it's that style of singing, but it's a very old tradition. And for a Jamaican living in New York, it was just a matter of dropping the chant aspect, that single note. And that was the beginning of rapping. Herc wasn't a great rapper and used his friend Kool Herc for emceeing duties.
Stepping stone, and that's one of my rhymes. Like I was doing what I do. I wasn't trying to be Kool Herc. I was being who I was. Like, I didn't play the same records he played. He didn't talk. I talked. He talked. So therefore, like I said, I was my own individual.
While Herc had spent a few years developing the ideas that would coalesce to form hip-hop, the back-to-school jam on August the 11th was when these ingredients all came together for the first time. The people who danced there would form a circle, and the best dancers would try to outdo each other. Because they danced during the breakbeats, they became known as breakdancers, and their dancing was called breaking. Ironically, DJ Kool Herc and Kool Herc never became famous hip-hop artists. They just kept DJing around the Bronx. Other local DJs like Grandmaster Flash, Curtis Blow, and Afrika Bambaataa took their ideas further and became the first generation of famous hip-hop artists. In 1980, Herc was stabbed trying to stop a fight. He survived but retreated from public life. Kool Herc tried to avenge his friend but eventually also stepped away from the limelight. Personal tragedies and health problems have occupied many of the years of both men's lives since the revolution they sparked in 1973. In a silver lining moment in 2019, Herc finally appeared on an album, Mr. Green's Last of the Classic Beats. On vinyl, of course.
I'm the guy who created the culture called hip-hop, but only I, Kool Herc. No Bambaataa, no Flash. Not a copycat. No disrespect.